You know how every single great pastry recipe you've ever read says the same thing? Everything has to be cold. Well, today, we're going to dig into the simple science that turns that cold start into a perfectly flaky finish.
So, that brings us to the big puzzle, right? Why do we go to all the trouble of chilling our ingredients just to blast them with intense heat? It sounds kind of backward, but as we're about to see, it's exactly this clash of temperatures that creates that incredible, light, shatteringly perfect texture we're all after. All right, first things first, let's talk about the baker's golden rule. This is the absolute foundation for getting a flaky crust. I mean, you've seen it a million times, right? Cold butter, ice cold water. Some recipes even tell you to chill your flour. So what is the big deal? Why does everything have to be practically frozen before it even thinks about hitting the oven? Let's break it down. Okay, so the first part of the answer is all about the fat. And here's the thing, the structure of a perfect pastry, it's not actually created in the oven. Nope, the magic is decided way before that, right at the very beginning. When you think about it, pastry is really just three basic things: flour, water, and some kind of fat. Butter, lard, you name it. Super simple. But of those three, it's the fat, and more importantly, the temperature of that fat. That's the real game changer here. See, when your fat is nice and cold, it stays solid. So as you're mixing it, it doesn't just smear and disappear into the flour. Instead, you get these little, distinct pieces of fat all through the dough. Think of them like tiny, solid pebbles. And that separation, well, that's the blueprint for all those flaky layers to come. And this is really where you see the two different paths you can go down. With that cold, solid fat, you're literally building in the potential for amazing layers. But if that fat gets warm and melts too soon, it just coats all the flour and you end up with something dense, tough, and kind of chewy. Exactly what we don't want. Okay, so we've got our cold dough. It's layered with all those little pieces of solid fat. Perfect. Now for part two of the equation. The powerful, transformative magic of a really, really hot oven. This is where the action happens, and believe me, it happens fast. And I mean hot. We're not talking about a gentle, slow bake here. This kind of intense heat is designed to trigger a powerful and immediate physical reaction inside that dough. And here's where the magic really kicks in. It's this incredible rapid-fire chain reaction. The instant that heat hits the dough, boom! The water in it flashes into steam, and steam expands, like a lot, violently forcing all those dough layers apart. Now, at the exact same time, our solid fat finally melts away, leaving behind these perfect empty pockets. That combo of steam pushing and fat disappearing creates that light, airy structure we all love. Okay, let's put it all together. We've got the cold start, we've got the hot finish. Here's how they team up to create the perfect result. It really is that simple. This is the formula. You need the cold fat to create that layered structure, and you need the high heat to activate the steam that inflates it. You absolutely need both. One without the other just doesn't work. And what's the payoff for following the formula? You get three amazing things. First, ultimate flakiness thanks to those empty pockets left behind by the melted fat. Second, you get this incredible lift from that rapid steam expansion. And third, a beautiful golden brown crust because that high heat also accelerates all the browning reactions that give us so much amazing flavor. It's a win-win-win. So, just to sum it up, with the correct method, cold dough, high heat, the steam has space to puff up the layers around that solid fat, giving you a flaky, airy result. But if the dough is warm, that fat melts way too early, sealing off any chance for steam pockets, and you're left with a dense, tough pastry. Now, just a quick heads up, there is one small risk to watch out for with this high heat method. The outside can sometimes get perfectly brown before the inside has a chance to fully cook through, so it's a bit of a balancing act, But it is one that's absolutely worth mastering. So there you have it, the science behind a baker's most trusted rule. It's not magic, it's physics. The next time you're carefully cubing cold butter into your flour, you'll know exactly why you're doing it. The only question left is, what kind of masterpiece are you going to create?